Hello everybody, welcome back. We are once again, and probably for the last time, at the game reserve. So we're going to finish the last unit that we have, and then we'll do a night walk through what is here. So let's just go into, come on, up we go. All right, here is the leopard print. We have a giraffe in here, but it fitted, so I'm not going to argue with it. So this is the living area. We have the fire smoldering nicely there. The fans are going to keep the heat at bay. And in this unit, we actually have a fridge. And a coffee machine. The people here are pretty spoiled, and I'm guessing they pay for that. So this is the overview of the living area, the bathroom. Don't know why do I have my light on? No, I don't. Okay, the living area, the bathroom. I have used these in here because I thought they looked pretty good, and an enormous shower that you can stand in and have a good bath in the tub. So that is there, and then if we go upstairs, this is the completed bedroom with all the knickknacks and the bits and bobs. Somewhere to sit here, and if you come outside you can sit on the balcony, maybe catch sight of some game, or just relax and catch the air of the river. The river for sure. Okay, so now we go next door. Now we've gone through all the animal prints that we have. So I thought this unit is going to be the lion unit. We don't have a print for the lion because, you know, lions don't have a actual marking as such. You can see it. It's like a very faint spot in some of them. But generally they've just got all these beautiful golden colors on them. So this is what I've done with this area. As you can see, I've just tried to use the clouds as that sort of really pretty marking on their skin. We have a balcony here. We have our divider between the two units. You can sit out here privately unless you want to chat to your neighbor through the privacy wall. And then coming down here, I've started, the bathroom is done. We just have to do the living room and the dining room. So this is the bathroom on this side, very similar, also with a huge shower, slightly different shape shower, but very, very similar. I'm trying to make each of these units unique in its own little way, and I think we're doing okay. So that is the bathroom. So let's finish the dining room. I need to find a decent table for the dining table. I think I'm going to go for a shape. I don't know if I want to use that. That would be quite cool. I mean, lions are the king of the jungle. We can use the copper for the base, and then bringing in their tawny coat, we can maybe go for the oak. I think that would look pretty good. Unfortunately, this is off center, but it is as it has to be. And I think I'm going to do the table that way. so that it doesn't interfere with passage to the fridge. Ooh, the fridge is the wrong way around. Let's just change that. There we go. Again, we've got coffee machine, fridge, couple of drink bottles, ice bucket, couple of odds and ends. And let's see what we can find in the way of dining. Why am I going to stools? Alright, dining chairs. I think I would like to go for something pretty regal. Let's go with a copper legs. I mean, if not, why not? And then I'm going to go with a slightly tawnier cream. I think that would look pretty good in here. And normally I would put 2 chairs at the table, but I'm going to do 4 here. Maybe this is the owner's suite or something like that. I think that looks pretty good. And then what I have been doing on the tables is putting an African violet. Not really an African violet, it's the viol or the pansy. But I think it looks good on the table. And it just gives you that hint of what's possible in Africa. That's why they're called African violet. Is that in the middle of the table? I hope so. Okay, so as you can see, the pansies, that says mixed, but it's not really. These look a bit more like the African violets. I think let's go for the oranges. I think that'll look pretty good. And we'll just put a carpet on the floor there once we're done with the living room. So as you can see, I've put plants underneath the stairs and we have the green division there. I was going to put the bedroom downstairs, but I think this looks better. I think this suits the place. So what are we gonna do? Let's see, should we go with wood? Maybe just the plain oak. To bring a different color in here. Am I not flying? Maybe. Should we do the sort of that sort of thing here? We can bring that down. Should we do something like that? And then we can always use our fancy transition strip just to give it a little bit more oomph. I think that will be okay. This is not going to fit you, but we can move it. Now we don't have any lion figurines or statues, but that's fine. We are just going to go with what we have. Now, do we go with maybe a marble? We've got this really pretty multicolored marble, which could be fun here just for the heck of it. Just because we can. For something different. Let's see. Statue-wise, we have our elephant frames, which I think that is the closest thing that we are going to get to nature. For toys, I don't think we've got a lion. I think we've got a tiger and a bear and a wolf. But we don't have a lion, guys. That's bad. Okay, back to the elephants. I think I'm going to do the elephants, and I think I'm going to do them in the 3 colors. So should we start with the little one? Hold. No, that isn't the little one. That's the little one. This is the bigger one. Gold, gold. What do you think? Just as a to draw your eye. Don't like this. Let's do the transition strip right around here, just like. That's better. Okay. I think that will work. Now, for the television, I think I'm going to swing this room around and we're going to put the TV on this wall. Literally on this wall, like that. And then we can find some interesting furniture. We haven't really got a lot in the way of interesting furniture, but that might work if we use it multiple times. The only thing I'm going to change is the black to copper. So let's use that twice. Will sit nicely below the TV. It's not the right wood though, is it? Nope. We want oak. That's better. Much better. Alright, now we have 2 pictures of lions. I finally... Here am I, and why am I hunting? Well, I can't talk and play at the same time at the moment. That's terrible. Alright, I'm going to put them in copper frames. And then we've got the 2 lion pictures that we have in the main area. So we've got this one, which we can put on that side, and we can always make it bigger. And then we've got this one, which we can put on that side. I think they're pretty dang good. Let's make this one bigger. Now we, oh, what am I doing? What we do need is our little, let's go next door and steal it. We need this. I was going to put windows on that side, but I don't think I want to because of where we're overlooking. If we come out here, we are literally overlooking the river. So I'd rather, where's my windows? Put the windows looking into the, there we go. Sort of more into the bush as opposed to the looking out into the front area. It will be quieter as well. Alright, now we need some curtains. Now these curtains are going to have to be adjusted because they are too far off the floor, but it's Let's not resize them, let's move them. And put the grid snapping on because it makes sense. Especially with curtains, they fussy little things. Okay. Open like that. And then move you across there. And then we can just get our... Hello? You're not picking it up? There we go. We can put this there, extend it, and move it into place. Got to get it into the curtain, otherwise it looks weird. Okay, it's through the holes. Awesome. I think that's going to be a more interesting view than looking out onto this road here. Let's put some curtains on. Should I put curtains here? What did I do next door? I did put curtains on. Okay. Just on the low windows because the other one is a door. I'm just going to use these. Can you open? Can you? Yeah. Not snapping. Oi. That's why I like the snapping tool for the curtains, because it snaps and you don't have to fuss. Okay. Hold on. Yes, this is the door. I had a moment there. Okay, so what sofa are we going to put in here? We would like something luxurious. We would like something comfy that you can sit, put your feet up, and you know, I'm leaning towards this. I haven't used it in this build. No. Let's stay with this one. Let's go with our choice of the oak. And then we can use our copper. And then we can go here and use that slightly warmer cream. I think that'll look pretty good. And if all else fails, you can come nap on the couch. You can have someone come and sleep over on the couch if they need to. Alright, have we got any? Yes, we do have these chairs. I want these chairs though. Let's do that. We haven't really used extra chairs. I don't want it like that, do I? Will you put there? By the fireplace? They will. And then we can maybe just get a slightly simpler chair. Maybe something like this. Over here. I think that'll work. Maybe we can go slightly darker and more tawny with that. And because it hasn't got the copper around it, it'll work. Okay. So, plants, of course. You know, got to have the plants. So let's go with the tall pots. I'm going to go with the oak. Actually looks really nice against these walls. Do we want to put it there? No, we don't. Let's put one there. And I can put some tables in, but before we do that, let's find... This doesn't sit nicely in the pot, but it does look good. So we'll do it. As you can see, the stems sort of don't quite line up with the pot. And I think that'll work. Now, I do have this color on the floor, so I'm just going to pinch it. There we go. And I'm going to use it here as a carpet. I think I'm going to run it all the way along there. And then we can just put a simple rug in the dining room. I think this color is perfect. Maybe darker. Or we can make these chairs darker. That would work. I like that. I don't like this. This is too light. Maybe we should go for the two metals instead. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, this is starting to come together. That is looking pretty good. This just needs a few odds and ends. So let's find a side table. And I'm thinking of this. This should work as a side table for this very fancy table. And because I swung it around, we might not need a console table at the back there. We do need light stuff. So let's find a light switch. Go. The door is here. Let's pop it on the wall there. Now, the one thing I did do or did find was this fits into the fan. But let's do that as the central light. Now, you can still see it, but it looks like it belongs. You see that? Okay, this is gonna need a little bit of love. And as you can see, it's not a direct light. Let's just take the snapping off and play with it a little bit. So you don't see the light, but you get the light, if that makes sense. Ooh. And it works so much better than having to put other lights in the room on the ceiling. Okay, hello. Wow. Hitting random keys on keyboard right now. How is it doing that? I didn't even hit T. You can see the little hint of light poking through there. There we go. So we have light, but we can't see the light because it's hidden by the fan there, which I think is pretty dang good. All right, we need some standing lights or some wall light. So I think I'm going to use this in the corner here and over here. That just gives us a nice warm glow. But now, dang it, you know what I did? Oh, it is on 3. Oh, wow, look at that. Now, is it going to allow me to change this dang thing? Hello? Nope, ceiling fan. Hold on, let me just go above it. Ceiling fan. Here we go. Turn it down. We want that sort of golden glow in the room. Come on. Let me at it. There we go. Better. The ceiling fans make me a little dizzy. Okay, so we've got the lions on the wall there. We've got the actual lions on the wall there. I think I'm going to put something here. I'm thinking of one of these. This reminds me of a castle. I think this would be more sort of in keeping. So let's go with copper and then go with the oak bay. And I think that could be quite fun standing there. What do you say? Something different. I'm trying to make something different in each one of these units, and I think I'm getting it right. All right, so on the tables we will find something. Let's go with no. Let's go with no. Where are my beautiful big vases? I'm going to go for a slightly different color here. I think with that lion painting it looked beautiful with the colors there. And this one then can go to the, oh, that's ash. I want the oak. Those are really cool. And then perhaps a statue of something, or we're presumably going to need another vase. Big candles. That's the candle itself. pretty good. And then for the tables, we don't need anything too fancy for them. Let's just move this chair over a little bit so we can get through here. There we go. I'm thinking of a coffee cup. We actually haven't put, hold on, we haven't put the tray out. We need the tray. Where's my tray? Oh, right past it, didn't I? There it is. Because each one of these units has a tray on the counter, or something that holds a mug, maybe the sugar bowl. Let's go with our oak. That will show up nicely on this counter. And then we need our coffee mug. I think I'm going for this color for now. Oh yes, look at that. How pretty is that? Come on. Look at that. Let's put one of them here. Oh, that's awesome. Now there's one more little thing that I want to put in this room. It has absolutely nothing to do with my safari build, but it has something to do with one of my subscribers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop something in. Okay, you know who you are. Let me know if you saw it. Well done. Okay, so whoops, I am going to pinch some pillows, and I don't think they sit on these damn chairs, but we'll put them on the sofa. There we go. Let's just adjust them slightly. Well, let me know what you think of that. So this is the lion unit, and we also have a little place to sit out here. The one thing I haven't put on the outside of this unit are lights, because we're going to take a walk in the dark, so we're going to need light. I think I'm going to use the light beach so we can actually see where we're going. There we go. And then on the outside. Don't really want to trip over any hungry predators outside. So should we take a night walk out there, guys? I think we should. Let's see. I did check earlier, and I think 5 a.m. the sun is over here, over the river. So it is still dark-ish, but you can see a little bit. We go for it's super dark, but we can do that. Ooh. Okay, put our headlights on. Literally put our headlights on our vehicle. Ooh. There we go. Okay, game viewing vehicle done. Very dark, cloudy sky, done. If we go see if we can find any animals. You can see through the lights in there. Let's get closer to the light so we don't get lost in over there. Let's see if we can find some animals out here. I know I put ooh, that's a rock. We're in the river, guys. There we go. There's our leopard. Back way slowly. And you've seen our zebra at the water hole. And you have seen our giraffe, our family of giraffe. And then if we come around here, this is our unit number 1, our zebra unit. I think it's looking pretty good. We hop down, head to unit number 2. I've tried to keep them as private as possible, so you can't really just walk into someone else's unit. It's a bit dark in here, don't you think? I think we need to put a light in the fan. No. Ew, that's terrible. That's funny, actually. There we go. It's a little bit lighter in there. It's a little squiff, but it's fine. This will also help with this part of the house. Much better. It does lighten it up. Not enough. I think we need... See, these lights are on, but they're not doing anything. let's not do that. All right, we've done the walkthrough of those 2 units, but in the dark they're pretty good, as you can see. Yep. Walked right past. Oh, I didn't get to the front door. There we go. And then if we come in this side to our braai area with our open fire and our tables for people to sit down, we would have a really good South African braai, probably some chops and some steak and some boerewors with a whole bunch of salads. As you can see, all the salad bowls are out. This would be for the meat. Into the kitchen, which is super bright after that darkness outside. Into the bar area, which I think looks pretty good. We can take our light off now. I think this looks, it's got atmosphere. Into our main dining area, which is brighter. Into our lounge area. You know, it's the people that come to visit the lodge don't necessarily stay here overnight. That was a weird glitch. I think it's because I've got all the lights on. They would sometimes come for a game drive and then grab something to eat. They've got somewhere to chill. And then into our reception area, which I think is nice and bright. Now this place is called the Lion's Eye, and I called it that because if you look in the grass here, these little red wildflowers reminded me of flowers that are found in South Africa, also by the Kruger Park, and one of their names is Lion's Eye. So I thought that was appropriate because we've got the wildflowers. Now, the fluorescent lights we put into the pool didn't work. There was just no way because they made everything that weird color. So I have taken them out of the pool. But this is our fire pit. You can sit if the temperature drops. You can come sit around the fire, have a chat, and watch the animals out there. As you can see, we can catch a glimpse of some of the animals. If you want a night swim, you can have a little plunge in the pool here. And once again, we are back on the side of the building, and we'll take a walk around in the dark to the front. So guys, let me know what you think. Did you enjoy that? My African safari. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely day. If you've got this far, please subscribe and let me know what you think. Drop a like, drop a comment, and if you want, I will upload this onto mod.io, but only if you guys are wanting it. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.